Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my home here in Livingston, Montana. My name is Jim. Okay, today what I'm going to do is tell you the story. It's an ongoing story. It's a present-day story about the worst firearm purchase I ever had, I ever entered into. Got that? The worst firearm purchase I ever had. Okay. Now, this tale of woe started this year in May, at the beginning of May. Through the winter time, I'd been working on a Kimber 45 ACP pistol. I put a lot of money and a lot of work into it and everything. And by the time I got done with that little project, I was kind of lamenting about the cost of ammo. And I thought to myself, man, I'd surely like to have me like a little 22, a little rimfire, maybe a 22 Magnum, maybe a rifle, maybe a pistol, like that. Because the last rimfire firearms that I had, I gave them to my son. I had a nice Beretta pistol, I gave it to my son Joel, and I had a Henry lever action 22 Magnum that I gave to him. So that made me minus any 22 rimfire. And I just wanted to have, in my old age, I just wanted something to plink around with, varmint control, that kind of stuff. Now, for you folks that are into this, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, right about the first part of May or so, I started shopping around. I started doing mass raping through the, excuse my French here, mass touring through the internet, looking at all my buying options, looking at 22 Magnum rifles, pistols, and, I looked at everything, I looked at H&K, Smith & Wessons, Ruger, Savage, and on like that. And finally, after many hundreds of decisions, what was weird is I decide what I want and then I change my mind. And then I decide what I want and change my mind. Now, the reason why this is so difficult for me, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you can relate to this and maybe you can't, but I am southpaw. I am left-handed with a rifle. Not with anything else in my life. Not with a pistol, not with eating, not with writing or anything. Just left-handed with a rifle. So ultimately, I decided to buy me a rifle. But believe you me, there isn't that big of a selection for us southpaws, for us left-handeders. There is just not that big of a selection. If you don't believe me, go look it up for yourself. I mean, probably at least 80% of everything on the market is geared for right-handed shooters, not us lefties. So I was handicapped, and I knew it too from my prior days of buying firearms. This isn't the first buying firearm rodeo I've ever been to, So anyway, to make a long story short, and to get with this, I decided to buy a B-22, a Savage B-22 Magnum. Just a simple plain Jane 22 Magnum rifle, just about as plain Jane as you can get. No fancy stocks, no tactical anything, none of that. Just a plain Jane, ordinary working man's 22 Magnum rifle, okay? It's the B-22 series is their newest series that's out. So, but before I get to my punchline and before I get to the meaning of this video here, I want to show you something. In the time that it took for me to order that in, to get it in, I had Sportsman's Warehouse over there in Bozeman, Montana, order it in. But I went ahead and bought some accessories right off the get-go. So here we go with this here deal. If I can stop knocking things all over with. I got me a nice bandolera sling here. See this? Real nice leather sling. It's got swivels on it even. I thought that was pretty good, for a $36 bill. In fact, I like this sling so well, I bought me another one for a 17 HMR I got downstairs. A Target version 17 HMR. Okay, I grabbed that. Now here, I don't have this. I can't show it to you. But I bought me a Picanti rail mount for the doggone thing, which is coming UPS today or tomorrow. A Picanti rail mount. That's because the rifle's coming with two mounts on it, but I really don't like them old Weaver mounts, so I decided to put the Picanti on there, if that makes any sense. Okay. Another accessory I've already bought right here. These are Burris. Let me get this name right. Extreme Tactical Rings. And by the way, that name Tactical, I'm telling you folks, I hate that, man. That's a subject for another day, tactical. But anyway, this is the only thing tactical that's going on that rifle of mine is this right here. You know, it's a real good burly set of rings. Got a little wrench there in the back. Okay, these are high rings. Okay, now here's another item that I purchased right here. Take a look at this. There's 375 22 Magnum rounds in here. Got that? Yeah, spill them all over, Jim. 375, and I have 125 coming any day now. So I'd make 500 rounds. I have put away, if you will, not hoarding. I have put away so I can start, you know, sighting in that rifle and whatnot have you, okay? And those are 40 grain hollow points, CCI. That's all I ever shoot in rimfire, CCI. Okay, and one thing else I've been able, in the meantime, waiting to get this rifle all squared around, I have this right here. This is a Burris 4.5 by 14 by 42 millimeter scope. Might be a little bit overkill, if you will. You know, might be a little overkill for that 22 Magnum rifle, but I don't care. I decided to put the rifle, it cost me $300. And this scope is only like 180 or something. These Burris scopes are good scopes for what they are. They fall in the class of scopes that aren't real expensive, but then again, they're certainly not paperweights either, in my humble opinion. If I was gonna sponsor any company on my channel here, it'd probably be Burris scopes, okay? But anyway, here's this guy right here. I don't know what else to show you. Like I say, it's got a 42 millimeter objective lens here, 4.5 times 14 power, and like that. Okay, I'll just set this down right now because we don't need to mess with that. And what else do I got here? Well, I think that was about it, really. Yeah, that was about it. Okay, now what's wrong with this picture, ladies and gentlemen? What's wrong with what you're seeing here? Where is the rifle? And that's why I'm saying this is the worst firearm purchase I ever made. Uncle Sam's got it all hung up in that FFL nonsense, that form, what is it, 4473? I went over to Bozeman last week on the 15th of June. Today it is the 22nd of June to pick up that firearm, and they put a delay on it. It's been delayed now for a week. Here we got all this violence going on in the United States. We got all these hoodlums running around making the streets of America unsafe to be in, and all these crimes going on. And you got some old hillbilly like me sitting up here in Montana just wanting to, you know, shoot tin cans and can't get her done. My point to this whole thing is this whole miserable movie file is if you got your mind made up to buy a piece, a pistol or a rifle or whatever have you, you better get a gun, because I am living and breathing proof that it's getting harder and harder and harder to purchase a firearm. In fact, I called them yesterday over there at Sportsman's Warehouse and asked them what the hang-up was, and they said, look, Jim, we have to wait for the FBI to call us back. It isn't one of those deals where it used to be you just wait like 3 days. You went in there on a specific day, you had to skip 3 business days, and on the 4th day you could go pick up your piece, okay? That's the way it used to be. Now, it ain't like that. That's the point. That's the whole point to this video here. You have got to wait for the FBI to call your FFL vendor, the person with the FFL license, and clear you like that. So here I'm sitting with all this fun stuff, a scope, almost 500 rounds of ammunition, a sling, mounts, and everything, and no rifle. Yeah, I'm going to tell you this right now. You know, this crazy Biden, you know, this administration that we got going on, here's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I am generally not like this. I generally don't speak rough on my channel. I try to keep vulgarities to a minimum and all that. But here it is. Here it is, quite simply. After all the things I've been through, being a Vietnam veteran and everything, Joe Biden can kiss my royal ass. Now there you have it, right there in a nutshell. And I don't care who likes this or who don't like it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care of yourselves, and we shall see you on down the road. Adios, my friends.